time etiquette your host for the next couple hours.
Alright. So before I start, I'm just gonna say this is what I'm going for, 55774. So I'm gonna do a little manipulation to get that train ready. I got it like 10 out of 10 times in practice, but I can miss it. Though Worcester's audio cue is really based, so we'll know if I get it. So I can't really give a count, and I'll just say go when to start the timer, since I really need to listen to that audio cue. But anyway, here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Alright, time. So, welcome everyone. This is what some of you may know, the best Pokemon speedrun category ever made. Gold any percent. What this category basically is it's a race to Goldenrod. Get the coin case, set up a nifty little glitch, execute that glitch, and then you'll see what happens. So first things first, I'm gonna check my trainer ID. As I said, I can miss it. It's not 100% that I get it. From the audio cue, it sounded fine, so. Hey. Alright. So, there are two routes of this game. The first route used, well, I should start with the very first route, which used the bad clone glitch. Now, bad clone is the worst thing ever made, so I'm not gonna use that. Then there was a route which used Wooper and TM27, though that route is really slow. And then the Bombstew came around with this route, where you have to get a specific trainer ID to make it work. Now, at first, the trainer ID was a 1 in 64 chance to get it, so you've had to reset a lot to get it, and it sucked. But then one day, ENTR came along and brought up the ID manipulation. And that made this category a lot more bearable. So you could actually run it. So I am gonna save here, just in case. You can theoretically run any Totodile, it is possible, but I'm not going to run an 11-11-999 Toto. So just in case I get like the worst possible stats, I am gonna reset. So I got a male, that's pretty good. This game is pretty sexist in that female Totodiles have really shit attack. So me getting a male already means that I don't have terrible attack. So let's just hope that this Totodile is good enough. It's not exactly what I want, but sure, I'll go with it. So this Totodile would be really good for glitchless, because this has really good attack and really good special, but it has bad defense and bad speed. Now, unfortunately, defense and speed are the two stats that matter the most for this category, so we'll work around, but I'll get it. So this is just the basic Pokemon stuff. You try to not get encounters. Every encounter wastes about 10 to 11 seconds, depending on how fast you run. The average to Mr. Pokemon is about 4, so if I get 4 or below, I'll be totally fine. The encounters here will actually matter later on, but I'll get to that when we're back. So this is one bad thing of having 9 speed. Level 4 Rattatas do outspeed you most of the time. So I have a lot of workarounds in this run, especially with my stats. I will pay attention to my special, because having 15 DV special, so the best possible special, can actually be really helpful later on, so I want to make sure I have that. I also want to make sure I don't have the worst possible speed, because that will really screw me up in the second to last fight. So I got 2 encounters, which is amazing, actually. Hopefully I can keep up that encounter rate. So this cutscene, you have to go here because Mr. Pokemon, the guy in blue, has an egg. And so you have to get that egg because Elm is way too lazy to get up here. And then, surprisingly, Oak is also here and gives you the Pokedex. So coming up, the first fight is the first rival fight. In this game, just generally, the AI is way more likely to use a status move on turn 1 than to use an attacking move. So, the rival will almost always use Growl on turn 1. Sometimes he uses Tackle, which is really good, so often uses Growl. Now, if he uses Growl, that's bad, because it takes 6 scratches to kill him with a Growl, and only 4 to kill him without a Growl, because you lure him once. The thing is, even if he uses Growl, there is still a 25% chance that the Growl can miss. Now that's a thing in Gen 1 and 2, that status moves, if used by the opponent, like Tail Whip, Growl, so status moves used by the opponent that affect your Pokemon have a 25% chance to miss. So even if he uses Growl, there's not a 100% chance it hits. Also, I got 3 encounters here, which is the worst possible situation. You can't get more than 3. So here, I'll pick up a berry. Early game healing items in this game are really valuable, because the first gym wrecks you quite hard. So you see me getting that berry. You saw I also got a potion earlier from Mr. Pokemon. I also got a berry from Totodile itself, because he held one. And I also got a potion from one of the aides in Elm's lab. That's not all I'm gonna get though. I'm going to buy a few potions later on, especially with this defense and this speed. So here's the fight. I can theoretically die. Now having 9 speed here is not exactly nice, but... So there's Growl hit. So it'll take me 6 scratches now. That tackle miss pretty much already means I cannot die here. That's a crit. Oh god. See, I'm still not gonna die, because I crit him too. It has happened to a lot of people though. So even with the crit, can't kill me here. Yep. That's actually pretty unlucky that I got 2 crits. I would have died if I did not crit him. Yeah. So I had double 12s in the special attack and special defense there. That just tells me that my special is really, really, really good. And that'll be nice later on. 10 speed is what you always get there, so speed couldn't really tell me anything. The only thing I'm, like I said, really worried about is if I have the worst possible speed, because then I need to definitely get more levels for later. But for now, I'm fine. So name the rival A. Now we deliver the mystery egg. So now we gotta go back up again, but this time the encounters are actually really important. Now the thing is, by the time I get to Goldenrod, like I said, this category is pretty much a race to Goldenrod. I want to have 4 party Pokemon. Or 3 when I reach Goldenrod, let's say that. So the first one, I already have it. That's Totodile. The second one, I'm gonna get it later, which is an egg. Which is forced, so I'm always gonna get the egg. And then there's the third one. Now, before, we used to always catch a Bellsprout. And catching Bellsprout is a huge pain. and it ruined a lot of runs. So what we can do instead, if I get lucky, is I can encounter a Sentret and catch that instead. Now the Sentret works just fine, as long as I get a Bellsprout in my Pokédex, but I'll explain later why I have to do that. So the only encounters I can get here are Pidgey, Rattata, and Sentret. Sentret is actually really likely to show up, so I'm really hoping to get one. So we'll see. Nope. Again, every other encounter is really, really useless. So I got one more chance here for Sentret. Nope. So this just means I need to catch Bellsprout later on. Alright, so I'm gonna enter the mart and buy 3 potions here. Not that. 3 potions. So those will be used throughout the run, whenever I need to. But mostly for the first gem. Alright, so coming up, the first trainer is actually kinda dumb, because you don't want to take a lot of damage. Though, not taking a lot of damage is really rare, so we'll see what happens. The Pidgey is almost always a guaranteed 2-shot. I had 14 attack at level 6, which means this is a guaranteed 2-shot. If you have 13 or 12 attack, you can not 2-shot it, but you almost always 2-shot it. The problem is the Rattata, though. So again, just like Growl, the Rattata has Tail Whip, which can miss. And the Tail Whip is actually the perfect thing that Rattata can do to you. So I'm hoping for a lot of Tail Whip misses here. There's one of them. It just completely wastes his turn. Hopefully I win the speed tie. Nope. So the last speed tie is pretty much the only one I need to win, but that's fine. I got 11 speed there. Would have wanted 12 speed there, but that's fine. Alright, coming up is the first spinner of the run, which is fairly self-explanatory. It's a trainer that spins. Now, in Gen 1, there were no spinners, so they were introduced in this game. And they are really, really, really devastating. So you can see they spin at crazy speeds. A spinner can actually spin a whole 360 degrees while you walk one tile. So they're really, really scary. Luckily I got past that one though. There's 5 of them this run, so at best I will fight none of them. So this is the first grass where Bellsprout can appear, and if it does appear I will have to catch it. Since I got no Sentret earlier, I have to have a Bellsprout. Nothing else will work. Well, theoretically, there is stuff that could work, but I cannot rely on that. So I need to have Bellsprout now. This Bitterberry, I'll pick it up for later. It heals Confusion once. There's a lot of Pokemon with Supersonic in this run, so hopefully I won't lose it right at the start. So no Bellsprout, unfortunately. Which means that Route 32, the route after Violet City, will be a pain. Okay, so I will save before this first trainer here. It might seem kind of weird, but this is by far the hardest fight in this entire gym, so I can easily die here. So I'll equip a berry, because I need to have 10 more HP, otherwise I cannot win this fight. And heal to full. Now, this Spearow on good defense does 6 damage per pack. But with my defense, since I have really bad defense, he does 8 damage. So add that up, it's 32. Which means one single crit and I will die. So hopefully it just won't crit. He actually did 7 there, which is a low roll. It doesn't really matter though. He actually low rolled me twice. He did 7. And there's the crit. Just barely didn't kill him with that rage. That's a reset. Gotta go again. It's actually kind of dumb that I did not kill him with that crit rage. That should have killed, but oh well. Bad defense is just, for this gym, really, really bad. That's also like one of the main reasons why having good defense is so important for this run. Just because this run is so short, losing time in this gym due to bad defense is really, really costly. Wow, crit again. So he's in red bar now, which means I can scratch. That's a little time saver that I do not get the ace rate, just building text. Okay, so here I'll potion and equip the bitter berry. It doesn't really matter when you equip the berry, it just works out the best to do it here. So this fight, on my speed, I know that I will be slower than this first Pidgey, guaranteed. If I would have like average special speed, I would speed tie with this Pidgey. And it makes this fight a really, really, really weird one. Although, like, it doesn't matter now, because I'm slower. So again, on bad defense, this fight can be really devastating. If this Pidgey crits, he does 10 damage, which is hell a lot. And this Pidgey should do 3. No, he missed. Okay. So my defense is not that bad. If you have like the worst possible defense, or close to the worst possible defense, that second Pidgey will also do 5 damage. So I won't even bother saving before Falkner. This fight is free at full HP. He would pretty much need to crit all of his attacks to kill me here. Even on my defense. Since the Pidgeotto does 6 damage, whatever your defense is, so it doesn't matter. That tackle was actually really good, because the rage boosts only count after your attack, so after you use the move. So if you get attacked before you actually use the move for the first time, it doesn't get powered up. So that tackle move was really good. So yeah, I am at 26 HP. Even with 2 criticals, he could not kill me. So this fight is completely free. Again, pretty sad that I didn't kill there, but that's fine. Alright, so now I'll be heading to the Violet City Center. And this is where the first part of the magic in this run happens. I'll heal my pokes. That's just to get my Rage PP back. I'll be using Rage a lot more in this run, so I want to get that PP. But also, I'm gonna get the egg. That's just part of the story. So you get a call here from Elm that he wants you to get the egg. And then I'll go pick that up. But then, I will rename my boxes. Now that may seem like a dumb thing to do. But It'll all be clear later when I'm in Goldenrod. So this is all set up for later. So I'm gonna heal my Totodile here. Again, just for PP. And get the egg, and then rename my boxes. So I'm not gonna talk much during the boxes because one single mistake and the glitch won't work at the end, so gotta make sure I won't make a mistake here. Alright, that wasn't too bad. So I renamed all the boxes, like I said. I'll explain later why I did it. Alright, so coming up is Route 32, also known as Killing the Run.
So I've only done this run a few times, but that box naming was mesmerizing. That was really fast.
Actually, like, it was pretty fast for my standards. ENTR has like a video of it where he does it in under a minute. It's really, really stunning. But I can never do it that fast. So yeah, on this route, I need to encounter and catch a Bellsprout. And like I said, catching a Bellsprout is really, really shit. It never goes in the ball. It does a lot of damage to you with Vine Whip. So, all in all, it's just not a good thing to do. But unfortunately, we have to do it. Also, one thing I should mention about the boxes, like maybe a week ago, ENTR and DeBomb actually put together some new set of boxes, which are about 5 seconds faster. I did not do them there because I don't want to screw with my muscle memory. Like, not at all. So, I'll just leave it like that. Alright, so Bellsprout and Rattata are the two good ones here. That's not that good. So if I get Rattata, I can kill it. And then fight an optional, which is more like a safety reason, but it's just as fast as if I wouldn't do it. Mareep is just the worst one. By far. Alright, that's Rattata, so I kill that. 4, that's excellent. Excellent. This should die in one hit. Yep. So I picked up a hidden super potion there. And now the only thing I need is Bellsprout. So this is where a lot of gold 90% runs die. Is to this. Bellsprout is 30%, so it's about 1 in 3 for it to show up. But on my cartridge, as it turns out, Rattata is about a 90% and Bellsprout is about a 1% encounter. So might be sitting you for a while. Getting to level 8 at Rattata is just stupid bad luck. It's actually really rare to get to level 8. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We might be stuck here for a while. It's killing the runtime. So that's just the thing. If you start like running this game, or this category rather, this is what always happens, like at least once in your life. And there's nothing you can do about it. Unfortunately, I cannot do anything other than catching Bellsprout. So that's also the reason why I said getting a Centret is kind of nice. If you get a Centret, you still have to encounter a Bellsprout. To get its Pokédex entry, you just don't have to catch it. Though, as you can see, encountering a Bellsprout is already turns out to be a pain. This is actually some of the worst luck I've had in a long time.
I was gonna say, this is pretty bad.
If this run goes over estimate, this is why. The entire reason. I swear, you can encounter a Bellsprout here. I'm not making this up. You can encounter one. Yeah, if someone can trade me a Bellsprout via Wi-Fi, that'd be great. I need that. Hey, there we go. That only took like 5 minutes or something.
Yay.
So I'll scratch this once. If I would have crit that, that would have died, so good thing it didn't. Now I'd use Growth, which is good. As with Growth, it just doesn't hit you. If it breaks out and hits me, then that's bad, but it got in. So that's good. Also, Bellsprout just happens to be number 69 in the Pokédex. Note that down. Alright, so this is the guy I'll fight for the extra experience. This guy is totally optional, but what you get by fighting this guy and killing the extra Rattata that I did is it gives you Water Gun early. And that's really nice for the next cave coming up. So this Goldeen has Tail Whip, Peck, and Supersonic. Now if I would have lost the Bitterberry on the first Zubat, I would have definitely skipped this guy. But because I still have the Bitterberry, I will fight this guy. Also, nice crit. The amount of crits in this run, dude. So there's Supersonic, now the berry triggers. Kinda sad that I lost it already, but nothing I can do. So this gives me level 13. With Water Gun. Now, the first mandatory trainer in Union Cave has 3 Geodudes. As it turns out, fighting him with Rage is just as fast as fighting this trainer and then fighting that guy with Water Gun. But fighting that guy gives you a bit more extra experience for the Slowpoke Well, and that's really, really handy. And also, if I hit the spinner, I don't need to reset. So this next spinner has an Onix, and without Water Gun, that Onix is almost unbeatable, especially with my speed and defense. But with Water Gun, it just dies in one hit, so don't have to worry. Alright, so this can also happen. This spinner is stuck. Now, if the spinner is stuck, that's always mostly good. But for me, he was stuck in the direction I want to pass. And that's obviously really bad. So you have to wait about 8 seconds for him to start moving again. No big deal though. As long as I get past him, I'm fine. So this is Russell. With the guy with the 3 Geodudes. Now, without Water Gun, fighting this guy with Rage is actually way easier than it sounds. Just because that Rage is such an overpowered move. But with Water Gun, everything just dies in one hit. So the next guy is also a spinner. This guy has 2 Coughings. The next spinner is like the best one to hit. I'd say that. It's one of the slower ones. So if I hit him, I won't be as sad as hitting a different spinner, but obviously hitting any spinner is bad, so let's just pass him right away. That's actually my first encounter, just surprising. I mostly have like really bad encounter luck for Union Cave, so I'm surprised. I don't want to pass him there. So the reason why I pause before spinners is because pausing, or rather unpausing, creates a little lag, so it makes passing the spinners a bit more favorable for me. It's not huge or anything, but I'll take a few percentages better. I'll trade that for the few seconds it takes me to pause and unpause. So now the encounters start coming, right as I said that, so... So this is the last mandatory trainer here. This guy is really scary in that the Vulpix can burn me with Ember. If it happens, that's a big time waste, because I have to take the center. But it's unlikely that he burns me, so it just won't happen. Yeah, see, quick attack turn 1, no chance of embering me. It's all good. Never mind, I'm slower. Alright, no burn. And now, once outside the Union Cave, there was one last spinner, which is Anthony. Now, in this game, Anthony is not really that bad. If you see Crystal Runs, this guy really likes to kill Crystal Runs, because you don't have Water Gun in Crystal yet. Though in this game, you have Water Gun, so he's not that bad. But I got past him. Nice. So, Azealia, continuing on with the story, we have to go to Kurt. And Kurt is really upset because Team Rocket has been cutting off Slowpoke tails. And now Kurt obviously wants to fight Team Rocket, and he takes them all on his own. So he runs to the Slowpoke Well already. I'm not gonna go to the Slowpoke Well just yet. There is more important stuff than fighting Team Rocket. And that is to go shopping, obviously. So this is the only big shopping trip in this run. I'm just gonna buy the essentials here. So I'm gonna buy some supers. I'm gonna buy an escape rope for later. I'm gonna buy four repels. And I'm gonna buy some antidotes. And I'm also gonna pick up this full heal here. Normally you wouldn't get this. It's just way safer, as the full heal does heal confusion. So, if I get confused somewhere in the well here, it's fine. So I'm gonna use a repel. Normally, like if I would go for PB attempts, I would not buy repel here. Or like buy 3 repels only, and not use one in here. The encounter rate in Slowpoke Well is really, really low. Getting an encounter here is really unlikely. I have had some record pace runs die to getting 2 encounters in here though. So just to avoid that, I'll repel. So tackle from this Rattata is really good turn 1. If you remember from earlier, the AI in this game likes to use status moves on turn 1. So this guy likes to use tail whip turn 1 a lot. Though getting tail whipped on this fight is actually really bad, so I'm fine with that tackle. Even though that quick attack crit was not really what I wanted. Alright, 16 HP is actually really bad. The more HP you have going out of this fight, the better it is. But 16 is not great. So this second rocket has the first Zubat that we see, or the second Zubat, but the first Zubat for the well. And all the Zubats from now on have Supersonic. And Supersonic is just 100% accuracy for some reason, so we just hope for Leech Life. There we go. So I know that I have 15 DV special, so the perfect special. I haven't talked about DVs yet, really. They're just basically a value from 0 to 15, and the higher the value, the better the stat, pretty much. That's like the short explanation. So on 15 DV special, the perfect special, you can two-shot that Zubat with Water Gun. On worst special, you can't, so that's really nice. And critting that Ekans is also really, really nice. So that fight could not have been any better. I'm gonna pick up this Pansy Potion here. You don't really need it, but safety first. So this fight is the main reason we get the full heal for. Because this guy has not one Zubat, but two Zubats. So double the fun. TLDR, this fight sucks. And you almost always get confused. So the extra experience from the fisherman I fought earlier allows me level 15 for the Rattata, and also level 15 for this Zubat. Normally you level 14 here, so you do not two-shot this. So I am going to... Where's the full heal? There it is. I'm going to use the full heal here. Not going to risk anything. Hopefully I won't get confused on the second Zubat, but like I said, if you speedrun this game, Supersonic becomes 100% accurate, so I'm just gonna get confused anyways. Yep. So I'm not gonna take any chances and just potion. Hopefully I'll just get through. Alright. So that's fine. I would have had to heal for the last fight anyways, so that doesn't matter. It's a bit faster to heal outside of a battle, but not a big deal. So this last fight is really troll. This guy has all moves that have 95% accuracy, and then Poison Gas, which has even less accuracy. So he can miss all of his moves, but that crit is insanely good. Okay. Hey, that's the worst thing. That's the worst he can do, is poison you on turn 1. But it's not a big deal as I'm on full HP, and luckily, after you leave Slowpoke Well, you get a free heal, so that's fine. So overall, that was a pretty good well, except for that third fight, but the third fight is always bad, so that's a decent well. So again, we beat Team Rocket. Kurt did nothing, but that's fine. At least he gives us the heal. I'll take that. Now I'm going to fight Bugsy. So this trainer here, the twins, obviously there are no double battles in this game. But this fight can actually change depending on what twin you talk to. So if you talk to the right twin, they send out Ladybug first. If you talk to the left twin, they send out Spinarak first. Ladybug has Supersonic. So you would want to fight Ladybug first if you still have the Bitterberry, but since I don't have it, I am not going to fight that first. Oh, that's really good. So yeah, the same thing applies here. They want to use a status move turn 1, but 25% chance of it missing, and it missed. If that Scary Face would have hit, I would have been slower than Ladybug, so... very thankful that that missed. And this Ladybug's a 2-shot. No Supersonic, all good. So this fight is the same thing again. You will use String Shot turn 1 most of the time. If it misses, that's good. If String Shot hits, I will be slower than both of his Pokemon though. So that wastes a lot of turns if it does hit it. And sometimes he just uses Tackle. And he used Tackle, that's really good. Alright, coming up after this fight is the worst NPC in this entire game. He's called Benny. The last spinner in the run, and he wastes so much time. It's unbelievable. So this is the only guy that you never want to hit, ever. And Benny is another reason why a lot of goal 90% runs die this late. So he is stuck once again. Looking up, which is bad. Means I have to wait. So I can actually unload him and then reload the screen. Alright. So I'm going to save here. There is a slight chance that I can die here. It's unlikely, but just in case. Because my last save was before the Spearow, so I don't want to go back all the way there. So this fight is pretty simple, just rage and hope for tackles. Now Metapod will mostly use Harden turn 1 or String Shot. It doesn't really matter what he uses, just you want him to use Tackle from now on. Now that's one of the worst things that can happen is a tackle miss. Because you obviously don't get the boost for rage, and that is bad. So hopefully he uses... Alright. That's not bad. 2 tackles is fine, as long as I get a Poison Sting from Kakuna and he does not poison me, I should be completely fine here. So you Harden turn 1, because status move, and then Poison Sting now. Hopefully it doesn't poison me. Very nice. And now I get another Poison Sting. Hopefully it doesn't poison me. Alright. So I should have this in the bag. Only thing that could kill me here is like a quick attack crit, so it's fine. And that second Fury Cutter also has to crit for me to die. Alright. That's Bugsy down. Now we just reached level 18 here, which is enough to evolve to Croconaw. Now the evolution to Croconaw is actually the most important thing in this entire run, because of the next fight. So the next fight is Rival 2, the worst fight in this entire game. Now, he leads with Ghastly. Ghastly has Hypnosis, which can only waste a lot of time, but he cannot kill you. What can kill you though is the Bayleaf. The Bayleaf has Razor Leaf, which has a 1 in 4 chance to crit. Now the Bayleaf also has 3 status moves, and again, following the concept status move turn 1 is more likely. He should be using a status move turn 1, following up with a Razor Leaf. Hopefully it doesn't crit. So that's the fight I want, but we'll see what happens. So I'm just gonna do a little menu before the Rival. The way we're gonna beat Rival 2 is actually with the TM that we just got from Bugsy. So I'm just gonna equip the Paralyzed Cure. Potion up. Use a Repel. And teach Fury Cutter over Rage. And then save. So let's just hope that everything goes just as planned. So the Paralyzed Q-Berry is just for the Ghastly, since the Ghastly does have Lick, and Lick can paralyze, so hopefully it doesn't. Because it wastes time. The best thing that the Ghastly can do is just use Spite. It reduces your Water Gun PP. But obviously that's not important at all. So we'll see what happens. Lick, alright. No paralyze. So Fury Cutter is just like Tackle. It has 95% accuracy, which for a speedrunner pretty much means it's gonna miss 99% of the time. Hopefully it doesn't. Zone 1 reflects great, that's what I was hoping for. That's a useless crit. Now I should use Razor Leaf, yep. I should not die to a crit. Not even a crit, alright. Now just don't miss. Alright. Easy peasy. Now the only thing that can happen is Zubat confusing me. But I'm not too worried. I'll just crit. Nope. Bite is what he mostly uses. Alright, that's rival 2. Great. Happy I got that turn 1. Oh, not turn 1. First try, I mean. What am I talking about? Okay, so that's pretty much the final boss of this run. There's one more fight, but I cannot die to that fight, so that's the final boss. All I have to do now is get cut. It's pretty silly that there's one bush in this entire run that you have to cut, but there's no way around that bush, so I have to get cut. You get cut by rescuing this Farfetch'd here. So this is not that interesting, just talk to the Farfetch'd and bring him back to where the guy was that we saw earlier. So with how my repels work out, I'm gonna have a few tiles without the repel active, so hopefully it won't get encounter. Alright, seems good. So now for rescuing that Farfetch'd, we get cut. And I can do a quick menu here, where I repel again. Teach cut. Now conveniently, Bellsprout can learn cut. And conveniently, we need to not teach cut to Crocodile because Crocodile's moves order is actually important. So that's pretty convenient that Bellsprout can just learn it. And that's it for Ilex Forest. The rest is just repelling all the way through, not getting encounters. And then, after Ilex Forest, we are in Goldenrod. And I will not leave Goldenrod ever again. Actually, I will, but not for long. You'll see. So here's actually another spinner, but luckily, there is this really convenient sign right in between our Ewer and the player, Ewer and the spinner. So that's pretty nice that they make that spinner free to dodge. Alright, so normally the first thing I would do is get Kenya a Spearow, but I actually want to get Kenya last and do something, get the coin case first. That's just because Kenya can actually have bad stats, or bad DVs rather, which could screw up the glitch. So I want to save before getting Kenya. In case I fail the glitch, I can just get a new one. So this is the final fight in the game. We only have to do this fight to get to the coin case, which is what we need. So just gonna Fury Cutter these down. Hopefully I get this fight in few turns. Let's see how much this does. Alright, good. So if you have extra experience, you can 3-shot this fight. So 2-shot on the first Slowpoke, and then 1-shot the second Slowpoke here. If you do not get any extra experience, you cannot do this. You have to 4-shot this, so saves a bit of time here. And that's the last fight I'll do. So now I'm just gonna get the coin case and then get Kenya. And then I'll do some cool stuff. So this is what I got the escape rope for. It just is faster to buy the escape rope and then escape rope out of here than to walk out. So I'm gonna get Kenya, but again I'll save here, just in case. So this guy wants you to take this Kenya to the guy that we saw earlier, next to the bitterberry tree. But we're not gonna do that. So instead what I'll do is I'll go to the Pokemon Center. Because, you know, you want to visit Pokemon Centers as often as you can. So I'm gonna go here and let me just switch some stuff around here. think Croc just wants a berry here. I'll give him that. And now... alright, that's some good stats there, Bellsprout. Some good stats you got there. Time's coming up, by the way. And... time.
Alright, 49:15.
Sick. That's actually kind of cool. Sub 50 with a terrible Route 32. Like, I probably wasted 4 minutes or 3 minutes on that Route 32. So getting a sub 50 is not that bad. Cool. So what happened there is... the box names that I renamed, I pretty much wrote arbitrary code. Then by walking up, right, and down, you change the vertical and horizontal window a bit. You move some Pokemon around and you give Crocodile a berry. What that does is it tells the coin case to execute the box names. So the coin case normally executes a line of code that says, show how many coins you have. But you can make the coin case execute what you write in the box names. So the box names that I wrote basically said, make me invisible by clearing my Pokemon's party, pretty much. I can show this in a second. I just have no Pokemon with me. They're all fainted. So there's a special code in this game which says if you have no Pokemon or all are fainted, every battle that you initiate, you will win that instantly. So that's called instant victory glitch. And then the second part of the code is a simple rung warp. So that's pretty cool. The berry that I gave Crocodile is not necessary. It makes the glitch a lot more likely to work. But the current fastest time, which was by _poi, a 42:30, actually skipped getting that berry, which was pretty lucky. Alright, so you can see the music from the credits stopped a lot earlier, before the credits actually stopped. That's just because the credits are really, really laggy if you do them with the coin case exploit. But I'll just have to wait a bit. Alright, so I'm at Mount Silver here, at the Pokemon Center in Mount Silver. If the credits would stop so slow. There we go. Alright, so I'm invisible, and as you can see I have no Pokemon menu, just Pokedex and Peck. And now, whenever I initiate a wild Pokemon battle, you can see this flash. Now, the game tries to load the Pokemon battle, but nothing happens because of the instant victory glitch. So that's how you can beat Red, very easily. But that's goal any percent. Want to give some shoutouts to ENTR for making this run a lot more bearable to run with ID manip and stuff. And just give shoutouts to all the people who actually like this category. You're all awesome. But I hope you enjoyed the run. Up next is Red by Daily, I think.
Yep, that's right. And we're gonna switch over to that now.